friends, and it's officially 420. April 20th. It's 420, right? And if you're celebrating like me, that means you spent all day Googling what exactly is CBD oil. I actually have no clue. Can you cook with it? Is it like coconut oil? Now, this 420 may not seem so special, but to some people it's huge because states like New York have recently legalized marijuana. But even more importantly, they started clearing past convictions for marijuana possession. You hear that, Shaggy? Yeah, that's what's up. Now you don't have to worry about all those Ruby snacks. Is that what he says? Is it Scooby snacks or just Ruby snacks? Ruby snacks? I don't That's right, chill, Shaggy. You can just focus on what you do best now, okay? Letting Velma carry the entire weight of the mystery team. Now, personally, I don't smoke pot. And I know that's very shocking to a lot of people because if you watch me for more than 30 seconds, you're like, she's not a stoner? That girl right there with the One Love shoulder tattoo? The girl that's always talking about eating mac and cheese? That girl? The girl that has gummy bear statues in the house? That girl? Yes, all of this is sober me. And I think one of the reasons is that I grew up with parents that are super against marijuana. Not even for logical reasons. I grew up just like, Lily, don't do those drugs, okay? They will kill you, you will die, you will go to jail. Mom, it's actually legal where I live. They will put you in jail, you even look at it, you will die. You text it, you will die. I don't think you can text weed, Mom. You will die! So let me break it down for all you finger-wagging parents out there. We're not celebrating these laws because we love getting stoned and eating Funyuns and watching TV. I mean, yes, also that. But whether you smoke pot or not, I think there's celebration for these laws because it is gonna take down the war on drugs. And let's be real, the war on drugs has always been an extension of the racial oppression in this country. Last year, 94% of NYPD's arrests related to marijuana possession were people of color. 94%! That means the Moderna vaccine is less effective against COVID than cops are against arresting a minority for holding a joint. And keep in mind that using drugs is not color specific. Non-white people smoke just as much as white people. But the policing against drugs has always been a different story. And this racism has always been part of drug laws in America. In fact, many parents like mine ask the famous question, well, if it's not bad, then why is it illegal? Well, parents, let me tell ya. The first states to have a marijuana ban were when Mexican immigrants were arriving in the 1920s. With them, they were bringing the tradition of smoking marijuana. And of course, America was all like, ooh, we need to squash all that foreignness. Yet, they didn't do the same thing with Irish immigrants. You know, no one was like, oh, that's it. Corned beef is now legal. And by 1930s, the federal government got involved. And they started treating marijuana as something that degenerate races liked because it made them violent and insane. How dare they? Look at these violent and insane minorities doing things like inventing jazz. Or as one politician noted, thinking they're as good as the white man. And I was like, someone should have told me there was a drug for that, being as good as the white man. I think there is. I think it's called Prozac. Pretty soon, the US government was launching video campaigns against reefer madness. They started scaring white communities, making them think that if you or your kids smoke this, you're gonna turn crazy. And by 1937, marijuana was basically banned everywhere. Meanwhile, alcohol, you know, the substance that actually does make people violent and crazy, that they made legal again. I mean, they tried to use racism to stop that as well, but drunk Irishmen is just not as scary. And I know it sounds crazy that negative stereotypes have been one of the main ways that this country has passed laws about drugs. But it's true. I mean, are you shocked? And every war on drugs policy since then has basically just been an extension of this racism. Even till this day, Black people are 4 times more likely to get arrested for marijuana possession. And I'm just like, did they even try to get a dispensary license? Like all of these people? I mean, look at it was so easy for these people. So in conclusion, times are changing and we should all be thrilled that our laws are finally catching up. No one should spend decades in jail because they rolled a joint when people in those same neighborhoods are now selling things like pancake ice. Also, as someone who doesn't smoke, why are the names of these things always so weird? I don't know if you're talking about weed or if you're just pointing at something on the Denny's menu. So whether or not you smoke on this 420, let's celebrate that people more and more are getting the opportunity to choose whether or not they want to partake. Because the reality is, smoking weed is not what has ruined lives. The racist system that made it illegal has. One love. Thanks so much for watching this clip, and thank you even more for supporting The Underdog. If you want to subscribe to this channel, you can click right over there. For more clips just like this one that are hilarious, you can click right over there. Hopefully, if someone did their job, those things are there. We'll see.